What is going on, everyone? We're hopping into the Eliminator draft. I had this planned for a little bit, but it's about to fill up, and I don't know if they're gonna open another one, so I absolutely have to get in this right now. I don't want to miss out. Obviously a super super cool structure. Uh, you know, I can explain it as we get into it, but it should be a ton of fun. Every week you advance or you lose your team, or your team's gone, your team's done. So should be very, very fun. I have a little bit of a idea of how I want to play it, and I'm just ready to get into it right now. So, initial strategy thoughts is I kind of just feel like you need to build with build with ceiling in mind, but build more so with floor. I think that's pretty evident, and I think people have been drafting that way. I think 2 or 3 quarterbacks is the way to go, depending on if you get elite or non-elite guys. And yeah, bye weeks matter a ton, and you don't want to be stacking your bye weeks on these tough weeks to advance. Not that every week is easy, but there's some weeks where you'll have a 70% chance based on your pod. So I'm looking at week 9, you get a 6 out of 10 chance of advancing in this tournament. So if you make it all the way to week 8, you start getting paid out. And then week 9, you have a 60% chance. Then week 10, you have a 50% chance to get through. And then week 12, you have another 50% chance. So the odds go down very, very, very quickly. There's a few weeks where they're higher and a few weeks where they're lower. So ultimately, I feel like avoiding week 9, 10, 12, 13 buys is probably ideal if possible. Obviously, you can only do so much. I think balancing your builds better, getting your lineup filled fast is great. I think there's some viability to going punt tight end build and grabbing like 4. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. This seems like a really fun sweat. I can hope that I can get to like week 10 or something and just have a sweat throughout the season, because that would be a ton of fun. So we will see, what we end up getting into. Looks like we got the 106. Not bad. I have an idea of what I would like to get. I don't know if he'll fall to me, but we will see what happens. I like to see running backs go a little bit earlier in this. So pop on the music and jump in. Going to be continuing the content grind throughout the next couple of weeks. And obviously when the season starts, we'll have a little bit different content, but it'll still be very fun and a good time. So looking forward to that. Throw this on for now. Got the 106 in the Eliminators draft. So I think balancing your build is more important. So it's like completely opposite. Like obviously week 16, 17 means a lot, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't make it there. Even more so than normal, because you can't bank on these rookies helping you out later if you're not even in the contest anymore. So rookies are fine if they project to like maybe start off hot, and you can balance risk. But a lot of times I like grabbing a bunch of rookies, and that's just not going to be viable in this format. So I think ideally you're going to want to grab maybe 1 or 2 rookie shots if you want, but you don't want to be, compounding too many bets on just rookies. So we'll see what we get into. I'm nervous that I'm not going to get the guy I want, but we'll see. Tyreek Hill goes, Chase goes, Jefferson, McCaffrey. So pretty much a normal draft so far. Cooper Kupp goes. I wanted Bijan. Obviously love Kelsey. I guess I'm not too big on Kelsey this year, but I do like, getting an elite tight end early. But I feel like getting one of the top running backs with very high projectable volume is going to be huge. So if you don't know what Eliminators is, very brand new contest on Underdog. It should be a ton of fun. Every week you advance. So week 1 is a whole different tournament than week 2. Week 3 is a whole different tournament than week 4. So week 1 would be let me look at the advance rate again. Week 1, top 10 teams advance. So 10 of these teams are going to make it through, and 2 will be eliminated completely from the tournament. So hopefully I get a good chance. If I build correctly, I feel like I got a good shot. Fingers crossed, don't get too many injuries. But that's really the game here. You want to avoid as many injuries as you can. Can't really predict that, but and build in a little bit of upside, and then have safety. Because ultimately, if your team is like consistent enough, it'll make it where it needs to go. If your team is very spiky, very inconsistent, you may fall short early. So seems like a really fun tournament. If you make it to like week 12, you're like, oh, come on, I'm really close to making it to another week. It's like that. This just seems like a really fun sweat. So kudos to Underdog on another sick contest. I hope they do something like this continue. I mean, there's so many different things you could think of, and it seems like they're being very creative with their ideas, and yeah, it's really impressive, honestly, on their end. So we'll see here. Maybe one of these receivers will fall to us. I would love to get one of Lamb, Waddle, Olave, Wilson. We'll see if one of them do fall to us. I'm not really too sold. I mean, ultimately, if you can get projectable volume later at receiver, it's not the end of the world if you can't get the guys you really want. So as long as one of these guys fall, I'm probably grabbing them right here. We'll have to see what we get. I also turned off the tool for this one just because it might throw me off getting some week 17 correlations on this. So I will get one of the guys I want. If it's Garrett Wilson, I'll be extremely happy, but I'm happy with Waddle or Olave here. Wilson goes. I'm not sure who I prefer of these two. Probably Olave in this contest. Well, I mean, I don't really know. I think they're both fine. Pollard's pretty interesting as well. Could take Pollard and just anchor that way. Kind of tempting. We'll see. We'll see if Pollard's there. If he's not, then I might take Waddle or Olave. Okay. We'll take Waddle. I love Olave too, but I think they're both predicting pretty well this season. So not too upset about that. So we started with Bijan and Waddle. Good balanced start. Ideally, here is where I want to start. Maybe seeing if I can get one of these elite quarterbacks. Herbert seems pretty underpriced, big time underpriced. I'd love to take Herbert. If I can get one of the Mahomes, Hurts, Josh Allen, I'm just going to smash them here and not think twice about it. I think if you get two elite guys at a decent price, it's probably worth it. But ultimately, you don't want to get in a situation like in regular contests. And in my opinion, obviously, no one knows the edge in this yet, really. We don't really know what we're doing. But I think you want to grab – you don't want to go for like a Patrick Mahomes and, Desmond Ridder build, because on week 10, you're really banking on Ridder to carry you. And that's just not a fun bet to make. So, like, if you could get two solid quarterbacks or one solid quarterback and two later guys that, like, maybe are a little more fringe, you just don't want to be banking 1 week. Like, okay, I need Ridder to give me 25 points in week 11 or 20 points in week 11 or else I'm losing. So that's just not really a fun situation to be in, at least the way I feel about it. So should be a ton of fun. Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on this one. This would be fun to actually talk about throughout the season, but hopefully they make more of these contests. Maybe they'll do like a small one. I don't really know how they'd format it, but it'd be fun to kind of see if these contests are popular or anything. Holmes goes. All right, unfortunate. Jacobs is here. I would like somebody here. We'll see if he comes to me. We have Cup Olave start for Carter. Is he going to go the triple R? Okay, he's going triple receiver. I'm going to grab Andrews. So I got a great tight end, great receiver, and a great running back. So I might throw 2 bullets at this tournament if I have time. We'll see if I do. I will admit that I did break my first rule that I was going to avoid week 13 to week 10 bye, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. It's a little bit scary just because now I'm thinking, I got to make to week 13 first, so I'm not going to get too, and I have to finish in the top 50% in week 13, or it's like 48%. So I'm not going to get too concerned about it right now, but it is interesting to think about for sure. Makes me more inclined to get a solid tight end as my second, which I guess I wasn't going to punt it anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. So I should get someone that's protected pretty well as my second quarterback or tight end. The dog wants to get in his cage. Hold on 1 second. All right. He's got a little pen. All right. Let's see here. DJ Moore off the board. So yeah, this is going to be pretty cool to keep an eye on, honestly. This is very exciting. Justin Fields, DJ Moore, like the double tap there. It's pretty solid. Got Lamar. Well, let's just hope we can get who we want here. I think I want to get one of the elite guys. I mean, Burrow's fine also, I suppose, but I would just really like to get one of these elite guys. Week 5 looks like it's a 70% advance rate. So yeah, I'll have to make sure I can get through week 5. So Herbert's already gone, unfortunately. Dang, I was really hoping to get Herbert there. That's fine. Here's my next plan. So I'm gonna try to like mid-range it and grab 3 like pretty solid receivers late. So I'll probably grab like a combo of like a Waddle, a Dak, and a Daniel Jones, or Geno. I think Geno could be fun in this build, or in this contest specifically. So not bad. So I'll probably grab my second receiver now. Reese doesn't seem like the best use of capital here. I don't see a reason why Debo would fall. I mean, I guess he's like kind of a spike week kind of guy, but I think he still has a good floor. Like, they're not going to not use him. And I mean, I'd rather take him over Christian Watson as well. Drake London is tempting, but I already have a bet on Bijan, so I'd rather just go here. Debo seems like a good pick here in this range. I think that's the way I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go three quarterbacks and grab a couple, maybe a little later, and try to grab 2 that are pretty, solid, maybe like right outside that elite tier. Because ultimately, there's only like 6 elite quarterbacks if you want to count Herbert, Fields, and Burrow, Lamar, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, so like 6 or 7. So assuming that only one person has each of those guys, you're not going to be sitting there playing against only elite quarterbacks every week. But even if you do, you just have to substitute it. That's the scary thing is I come to battle with Tua, Dak, and Geno or something with a Josh Allen, Herbert team, and they drop like 40, and I don't think I can overcome that. So that's like the one worry, but I might be able to overcome it with the other points I get at other positions. So kind of a iffy one. I'm not really sure exactly how I feel about it. We'll see who I want to go here next, though. I don't mind a T-Law team. We'll see. We'll see what we decide here. Probably looking at another running back soon. Let's see here. It's probably, I mean, honestly, I think it might be better to go, like I grabbed an elite tight end. I can grab 2 late that like project pretty well throughout the season. Instead of like going out of my way to pick like Goddard right now. I think I want to like bolster up my running back and receiver more. So I'll probably focus on that now. Let's see, we got Dobbins, Akers, Javonte, S, and Javonte Williams, James Cook. Feels like Dameon Pierce is a good pick here. This should be a receiver here coming back, but I'd like to get Dameon Pierce now. I would honestly venture to say maybe like avoiding, duplicating your bye weeks is definitely important, because if you get like Bijan and another week 11 running back right away, you might be significantly far behind on week 11. Like, you just don't want to come to a week where you're missing like 3 of your first round picks or your first 3 picks or something. Because I've done like a Breece Hall, Pollard, the Breece and Chase, those kind of starts. where you get 2 week 7s. I think Cincinnati's week 7, right? Yeah. Get those kind of guys, it's like you're really going to be in trouble when week 7 comes around. So here I'm probably going to get any of these receivers that look pretty good. JSN is a little scary. He could fall a ton. I think Hopkins is a pretty good projected volume type of person here. I mean, T-Law is even tempting as just a bet to play a ton. I mean, obviously he should be throwing a bunch most weeks, so I don't I don't hate that idea either. Just grabbing T-Law and calling it good. Lockett's pretty solid, especially early in the year. He should help me out a ton. Okay, so he goes. Mike Evans should get a ton of volume. Still think J.K. Dobbins is pretty mispriced. I don't know if I want to grab another Week 13 buy right now, though. Not sure if it matters, but I think it's probably relevant. So we're coming up on Tua range, but I could probably wait. I can push it a bit. So T-Law goes. Okay. Feels like this room is being relatively patient on quarterback. I'm not really sure exactly. Like everyone's grabbing one, no one's grabbing like two quickly. I've seen a lot of rooms where they grab like 2 or 3 right away. So that's a little bit different. Jahan Dotson goes. All right, not bad. Okay. Let's see, so the top is like the end of the week 17 is 6, so you get 5K automatically. It's pretty awesome. A long journey to week 17, a lot of sweats, a weekly sweat almost. But once you get to week 8, and you're like, oh man, it's pretty nice. All right. Trying to think my strategy down the stretch here for best ball. I'm gonna do a bunch more DraftKings, probably a little bit of drafters, and I don't know if I want to do just weekly winners on Underdog or a different route. Okay, so I think Hollywood projects pretty well week to week. Probably better than any of these guys. I don't know about the quarterback play, but realistically, he probably is a good bet. Throughout early this season, he should be a great bet to make. And JSN, I'd be willing to take. He could really help me as I go on, but I don't want to be too far behind. We'll see. So yeah, I think that's where I'm headed. I want to grab 3 later quarterbacks, maybe mid-range quarterbacks, and then 2 later tight ends to go with my Andrews. And then I'll probably have like a 3-6-6-3, something like that. So be trying to build in a nice floor here. When did Godwin go? Did Godwin go right before me? 57 for Godwin. Okay. So I'm probably looking at, D-Watt's here too. Probably Tua at like pick 91. I don't know if ADP does not matter that much on this, so I shouldn't be too like stressing about that. But there is Irish, there's Watson ahead of me too, so it's no guarantee that someone's grabbing a quarterback right away. But I might just grab him. I don't know if there's anyone that like it jumps off the page here. Kamara's solid. Obviously, he's not going to be playing until week 4. Rashad White seems pretty good. I don't know if it's good to make a compounded bet on a team, but it seems like it should be fine to make compounded bets on teams. Week 9 is a tough one. I don't know if I want to take that Javonte 0. So I'm not going to go week 9. Going to avoid week 13 too. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my first quarterback here, just to get something like solidified. It's on week 10. That's fine. So week 10, I'll be missing Waddle and Tua, which is, rough, but I'll make sure I build, in the back end, like some other players that I like. So that's fine. And I'm about to get to my favorite range of running backs. So I'm going to make sure I load up on the guys I like here. There's really nothing that jumps off the page here that I need to get. And I want to avoid the week 9 situation, because I know week 9 is like right after payouts begin, 60% advance rate. I want to make sure I'm pretty strong for week 9. I already have Debo on my team. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my quarterback. Unless I want to go Watson. I think I'd rather go Tua because I'm already compounding a little bit of a bet on Waddle. So if Waddle's successful, Tua is successful, we should have some good weeks to help me push to the next round. So not bad at all so far. Looks like the hardest weeks to advance are, like I said, week 12, week 13, week 10, and week 9 is 60. But there's a lot of weeks that are around 60%. But the first 4 weeks are about 80% clip to get through. So this is when JSN starts to get a little interesting for me. I don't know how many names he's going to miss. He might miss 3 or 4, but he might. I think I'm confident that I could get this team through a couple weeks, even with like a little bit of a loss, especially if I build my team correctly. As correctly as I think it is. In my opinion, obviously 4 is important, which I think most people agree with. Avoiding those really tough weeks to get through, and building all your lineups. Okay, so building all your roster spots. So JSN goes. That's unfortunate. Not the end of the world, though. I mean, Rashad White's a good volume guy as well. I mean, I'm not sure if I would have gotten Tua back to me, to be honest, but I'm not dying over the JSN thing. He might miss 6 weeks, and he might miss 6 weeks, and you might be staring at a really rough situation, which is unfortunate for my current bags, but his late season upside is still there. But it's not really relevant in this contest as much, so you can still get the similar production from a guy that's going to play the whole season, or more likely to play the whole season. All right, so we got Bateman, Burks. You have Brandon Cooks. I think I know where I want to go here, but I'm not 100% certain about where I want to go. Rashad White goes. Okay, unfortunate there. So Watson's gone. I think where I want to be is Quentin Johnson seems like a little bit too risky. Elijah Moore, Traylon's going to have a roll out the gate. Week 7 is a little bit under a 70% advance rate. I'm going to go with Treylon Burks. I know he's already like kind of a faller, but he's should get good volume, decent volume, and he's got upside. So obviously it's not my favorite pick there, but I'm not. I already have Andrews. Bateman maybe is a better pick there. Maybe might come back to me. I don't know, but I do want one of these running backs a ton. Honestly, any of these 3 come back to me, and I'm pretty happy. Volume wise, they all seem pretty secure, and I feel like that's good for me. So Elijah Moore goes. I just wasn't going to take QJ. I feel like QJ is a guy that might not play till like week 6, like a lot of snaps. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, he could play right out of the gate, but I think like he's a guy that definitely could wait. Maybe might wait on for a few weeks before they really ramp him up. So I don't know if I'll get Dak or not. Daniel Jones is about to be off here. Bateman goes. Bateman goes. I like week 6, week 7 versus the 2v2 there. 14 is much later on. Week 6 doesn't really take much, but I like B-Rob in a vacuum. I like B-Rob a little more than AJ Dillon. That's probably where I'm going to go here. Average might fall a good amount, and I don't necessarily think he should. I'll go ahead and grab Brian Robinson now. like taking him there. So my first Eliminator draft on Underdog, we're going to be starting off with where are we at? Bijan, Jalen Waddle, Mark Andrews, Debo Samuel, Damian Pierce, Marquise Brown, Tua, Treylon Burks, and Brian Robinson. So not too shabby. Like I said, this format is pretty fun. Every week you advance. One team at the end will win, of course, and every week you get one score every week, and you advance just 1 week at a time. So week 1 is different than week 2. Week 2 is different than week 3, and you just keep going one by one. So yeah, I'm not really sure why Debo fell. Maybe that's like a crazy take, but I feel like he has no reason to fall in this kind of format personally. So Dak Prescott goes. Okay. I was hoping I would be able to grab. So now it's looking a little bit rough. I think Jordan Love has a lot of potential. Kyler, I don't know if Kyler falls like the end of this the very end, he's probably well worth the pick. He could probably win you the tournament. So we'll see where Kyler goes in this. I wouldn't be opposed to grabbing him as my third quarterback. I wanted to take the risk. I mean, I'm trying to win anyways, right? It's not like I can't play too safe, but it is smart to like build your team according to the structure. I don't really see a problem with A-Rich either, personally. Let's see. Pacheco off the board now. P. Ryan's still here. Jalen Warren's still here. I like Jalen Warren a bunch. Let's change some music. Let's go here. But yeah, I am like stoked for this contest. Like, obviously, we got to wait a little bit to see what happens, but I'm extremely excited to see how this ends up coming to fruition. Take a Jane Reed or a Dobbs here. I think compounding your bets a little bit is good in this. Because if Green Bay is a good team, it's probably because Jordan Love's doing pretty well. And it's probably because you have, it's probably because Jordan Love's doing pretty well if they're going to be a good team. So I don't think it's a bad bet to make at all. I think Dobbs is pretty fun here. I'll take Dobbs, and then looking at my next few options, I do see week 14 is a 2/3 chance, 66% chance. Week 15 is a 50-50. It's no bye weeks there, so it doesn't really matter at that point. Week 14 is the last bye, I believe. So so gonna need some more running back power here. If I'm gonna go at 3-6-6-3, which is what I'm leaning towards right now, and the only reason I'm really going 3-6-6-3 is because week 13 I want to be able to advance, and week 13 is like a under 50% chance to advance. And if I'm losing my third round pick with Mark Andrews, I want to be able to overcome that. So here's where I am at this pick. There's only a few guys I really want. Mostert seems fine to compound my bet on Miami a little bit more. Laporta is just a good play. I kind of want to avoid week 9, though. I'm not going to lie about that, though. I think there's a guy I'd like to get. Tony seems like a very understandable faller in this contest. People are afraid. I'm afraid. But I'll take him in best ball, but in this contest, it seems a little thin. But, I mean, then again, I'm willing to take Kyler, and Kyler might be the worst pick, the stone worst pick in this. But I think if you get enough out of your quarterbacks, basically, I'm buying time till week 10, hoping Tua is good and Love is all right. I buy time till week 10, and Kyler comes on and starts playing, and I might be in really good shape. All right, so Jamal Williams is still here. This might be a team to grab Jamal Williams. I think I'm just going to grab Mostert, though. He should be playing early. I don't think it's really worth grabbing a guy like a Chain here. Obviously, he could miss like a few weeks. Mostert could be ramped up early, and I'd rather just go that way. And Jamal Williams isn't a bad play as well, but I think I want to go Mostert here. Obviously, a lot of injury risk, but I'm not gonna predict injuries in this. There's really just no reason to do that. So we'll take a look here. There's a few options I like. So I know what I kind of want to go next. Jordan Love is my next kind of target. But we will see how the draft falls to us. There's a few late Arizona guys I like, but I probably don't have to get that thin in this. I don't think it's worth to pick a backup running back or like a stone handcuff in this. But at this point, I may be just looking for some. Upside bets to go late on with my team. So yeah, there's a few guys that look somewhat intriguing late. Really the volume falls off around here. I don't know if Fournette's a good pick or not. It's probably fine, but also could be catastrophically bad. Ritter's a good backup plan if my other quarterbacks don't work out. Wow, I did not see that. Chris Evans should be the third down back. That is some good news. I did not even see that. That's very relevant news and very relevant to this contest specifically too. So I'm gonna keep that in my mind when grabbing maybe my last running back. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Woohoo! What's up, Joss? Party time. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it as always. All right. Yeah, I've been taking more Chris Evans. I mean, I don't have enough, but I'll be scooping him up every single chance I can because at this point, you got the news you need, and Chris Evans should be a guy that's relevant this year. So I will be scooping him up every chance to get. How many picks do you have left? 5 picks. 5 picks. So we're almost done. 5 picks left in the draft. We are on the 12th round. So I guess 6 picks. So we have Dobbs. Okay. So a few guys I like here a bunch. I don't see Kyler seems like a guy that would fall. So I'll push Kyler. I'm not going to go on my way to get him. I'll push Kyler for sure. I'm not going to, jump out of my seat to grab Kyler Murray. Laporta seems like a fun one too. So I'll go ahead and grab Jordan Love. I feel like he's a good bet as a second QB. Going to get at least one more. Going to grab 2 more tight ends. Just because I don't want to be loading up on week 13 with Sam Laporta as my only tight end. Just doesn't seem smart in this. Because if you eat that 6 points, you're probably just losing to all these Kelsey teams or all these other teams that got through. You're just losing. So I think having a little bit of extra potential points at tight end is good. Even if you take a Kelsey, even if you take, because you need someone to play when their bye week comes up. So maybe that's a case to take 2 mid-range guys, but I think it's probably better just to take 3 total on the onesies. If you take a Herbert and Josh Allen or something, I don't think it's really worth it because if Herbert's just stone bad when Josh Allen's on bye, then you probably were going to be in trouble anyways. So tight end might be a little more volatile. I suppose if you get 2 elite tight ends, you're good. If you go with Andrews and Pitts or something like that, that would be a good one in my opinion. So I'm going to prioritize a tight end in this specific situation. I don't mind grabbing a fast start running back like Kendre. I feel like he could come off the ground running. Tajay could obviously take a rollover. We have Ford, Chuba, and then Chris Evans. I feel like might be my last pick. I feel like that's a really good pick now. Because if he's the third down back, that's a smash pick. I might reach for him, honestly. I probably will reach for him. All right, see where we're at here. Because I mean, if he's gonna go in like the 180s, like literally within like a couple weeks, he's gonna be in the 180s at this point. So I'll probably reach on him. Well, maybe we'll see. We'll see. People might be sleeping on him. All right, so I know what my next couple picks are. I'm thinking, I mean, Roshan's a fine bet as well, but he doesn't really profile as a guy that's going to give me a fast start, and he also has week 13 bye, not ideal. Probably going to prefer a week 11 guy. I got a 66% chance of getting through on week 11. Kendre goes. Damn. All right, that's unfortunate. He's just a good one for like a fast start. Roshan's probably fine here, but I'm not going to force it yet. I mean, he's like the only guy that I can project for like a. I mean, Tajay, you could say he's gonna have a roll out of the gate, but I feel like Roshan's a good one here. I'm gonna grab Roshan Johnson. I just wanted to have someone that might have a roll right away, so I feel like that's a good one. And then I think I'll probably round out with Chris Evans, and then we'll see what we can do from there. I'm not really sure exactly what route I want to go going forward here, but should be interesting. I have 2 tight ends in my back pocket that I want, which would stack up a couple bets. The Arizona bet is like the biggest risk, biggest reward bet, because Kyler could be back earlier, and Kyler is back earlier, then I basically banked an elite quarterback in my team that I could get super late. So obviously, if he doesn't pay off, he might ruin my team, but it might not even matter when he comes back. So I think this makes sense. This essentially buys me till week 10 to get Kyler up and running again, hopefully. Week 6, hopefully, Tua is good and healthy and he plays, and then we have 2 quarterbacks till week 10. All right. I would say, excuse me, there's like a little bit of favor towards I know the Saints have a super easy schedule, but I don't know if I want to go that deep into it. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it does. It doesn't seem like it would matter that much personally. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to let. Is there any other guys that I mean, I can go Howell. I like Howell a bunch. He's the same. He's a similar bet, but he might play all season. And I have Washington guys I'm willing to take. So yeah, I'm going to push Kyler. I'm not going to die to have him. He's not really ideal in this format anyways, because he's not playing for a few weeks. So if I can get Kyler to fall to me, I'll take him, but I'm not going to reach for him. So there's no reason to do that. He could easily fall 2 rounds and might fall right back to me. So I'm not going to jump out of my chair to get him right away. All right, we'll see here. Okay, so I'll grab Musgrave. So I got my second tight end figured out. Musgrave, Tua. So I'll recap the squad really quick. Bijan Robinson, Jalen Waddle. As you guys know, this is a Eliminators draft, so floor matters a lot more than just ceiling. So I grabbed Mark Andrews for that reason alone. And I got Jalen Waddle, Deebo Samuel, Damian Pierce, Marquise Brown, Tua as my first quarterback, Traylon Burks, Brian Robinson, Romeo Dobbs, Raheem Mostert, Jordan Love, Roshan Johnson, and Luke Musgrave. Going to grab one more tight end, one more quarterback, and one of each of the skill positions here. and I'll probably round up the squad here. 3663 is 18. Yeah. Not sure. This is where it gets tough. I actually have 2 rookies. I mean, I don't really see Bijan as a true rookie because he should be starting like right away. But Roshan's a little bit of a scary pick, but I think he could carve out a role right away, and he could pass Herbert, or he might just carve out a role for himself. I think it's a little bit harder to see Foreman like carving out a role. I guess like goal line maybe, but it's a little bit harder to make that case for him specifically. So the fun thing is that I have a bet. Okay, Kyler goes, unfortunately. That's fine. The fun thing is I have a bet for both of these teams already, so it's not like I'm losing out on too much. I have Brian Robinson, which kind of fits. Oh, ooh, man, that's rough. All right. It's not even worth talking about it anymore because I don't have them. So, Ty gone too? Oh, man, that's rough. Woof, man. Week 17 seems like a fine bye week type thing. So Jig's gone. I'll go Treylon here. And Tannehill. I'll grab Jaden Reed. Just keep compounding my Green Bay bet. That's fine. As my last receiver. So now I think I'm. Oh man, this is tough. Probably. I mean, Ritter should be running a bit, right? Tannehill might run a bit. Tannehill's probably my preferred option here since I made a bet on Treylon Burks earlier. We could play the game and see what comes back. So we're on pick 16 here, 187. I'll have 2 more picks after this for a tight end. Obviously, there's a ton of guys I like here, so I'm not too pressed about that. Howell would have been nice though. That would have been perfect, honestly, for this build. It's fine though. I have outs. I have 2 outs at quarterback and a few other options here. So okay. So here's my dilemma here. Do I want to just grab my QB now? I think I'm willing to let it go and see who comes back at 198 at quarterback. Fingers crossed it's somebody. Because I want to lock up this last running back, and I feel like he's a good bet to make. So week 7 would be if I get the Chris Evans here, I would be at Treylon Burks, Tannehill, and Dameon Pierce this week 7 buys. I could go overcome that for sure on week 7, especially in a 7-11 advance. So that's like a little over 60%, I believe. Lots of math in this one. So, I mean, Ritter is also. I mean, Ritter. I feel like Tannehill and Ritter are like the same. I almost feel like you're hoping Ritter is Tannehill. Like, I see Tannehill is getting like up there in age, but if Tennessee are making a go at this year, I feel like it makes sense, given the fact I just tricked Treylon Burks too. So, oh my god. All right, that's fine. That's all right. I'll grab Chris Evans. Just don't mention it. Don't mention these teams I'm stacking up. Okay, so now we're looking at. So we got a pretty compound Green Bay bet. So we're betting on that offense to be much better. One of those receivers hitting every week. One of those receivers or Musgrave hitting every week, basically, is what we want. And I don't really want to bet on just these 2 quarterbacks. So I'm going to grab another one and another tight end just because it just makes sense in this What I could do is hope that week 13 I'm able to survive at tight end, and just grab another quarterback and another receiver. Both think about it. Realistically, I feel like we have enough at receiver, but it might be worth getting another guy. I don't know if there's anyone with like solid projectable volume back here. Definitely not Corey Davis. It's tough to say. Tutu, I like just in general. Michael Wilson seems like a guy that's a lock for a role, but I feel like he's kind of a bet against the other guy. Is Henry gone? He's gone. It's always a good one to just grab at the end of your team. There went also. All right, I'm in trouble here. All right, I think this is fine. I'll grab Baker Mayfield. That's pretty gross, but it's fine. It's a week 5 bye. He'll be playing at like right after week 5. Like advance rates are pretty sharp there. 70% in week 5. I don't have another week 5 player. I feel like it fits this pretty well. Gives me a little bit of safety valve. He should be playing in week 5. I mean, I guess I wanted to play the whole season, so it doesn't really matter. But seems fine. They should be throwing it a lot. Obviously, I would prefer Howell. Howell has a ton more upside. I prefer Ritter. He has some more upside. But all these guys could throw for, I mean, I could say Tua and Baker could throw for like 250 and 3. And Tua can throw for 403 any week. Jordan Love is kind of a black box. I don't think he's much of a runner, but he does have a little bit more upside just because he could pay off that price tag in a big way and be like a solid quarterback. He has a decent amount of weapons, so he should be a pretty solid quarterback. So kind of got in trouble in this room, but it's not bad. Ideally, I would have gotten Herbert earlier in the draft, and that would have really changed like the way I drafted this team. But I do like what we came out with, and I'm making a big bet on Green Bay, especially because if I'm starting 3 quarterbacks every week, I need one of these guys to pay off. Or three receivers every week, maybe even 4. I need one of them to pay off for me. So that is a little bit worrisome. Alden's gone, right? Okay, Alden just went. So I'm tempted to just grab Trey Palmer or something late. Like now instead of grabbing a tight end, I think I'm just going to bet on Musgrave being a hit. He should get volume. If he doesn't hit in week 13, I made it that far. That's cool. Not the end of the world. There's really nothing else that I need. Obviously, I could have gotten my boy Howell and Turner, but kind of fell off the rails there. So that's fine. So it seems like the onesie positions get scooped up faster, which makes sense in this. I'll grab Trey Palmer just to have a little bit of correlation bet. Maybe Godwin gets sent out on my shirt. Godwin, Mike Evans maybe at some point. But the hope is he just ends up being like the number 3 there. He ends up being pretty good. Might be super low owned in here. If they're a disaster, they have no reason to keep all those guys active throughout the season. And whether it's Baker throwing on the ball or not, these other guys, I mean, Samuel's pretty intriguing here too. Okay. I swapped last second. I didn't know what to do. So not bad. Trey Palmer to send this team out. So not exactly what I would have wanted, but I'm not too mad about it. I think Musgrave is a riser. I think Musgrave should have volume from week 1, and we just need him to like pay off in week 13 for us, and we're in good shape. So we'll have Andrews back after that if we make it that far. So Cole Turner goes in this too. It's interesting. So look at our team here. We got Bijan Robinson, Jalen Waddle, Mark Andrews, Debo Samuel, Damian Pierce, Marquise Brown, Tua Tagovailoa, Treylon Burks, Brian Robinson, Romeo Dobbs, Raheem Mostert, Jordan Love, Roshan Johnson, Musgrave, Jaden Reed. Then we got sniped on every single one of the quarterbacks we wanted. We got sniped on Tannehill, we got sniped on Baker, we got sniped on Howell, we got sniped on Kyler. So that was a lot of fun. But my fault for not valuing them a little bit more in this. And then we ended with Chris Evans, the new third down running back, according to Underdog reports. Probably other reports, obviously. And then Baker Mayfield and Trey Palmer to end the team off. So pretty fun. I'm going to head out now. Maybe do another one of these drafts later on. We'll see what we do. I know it's about to close, but I'll keep an eye on this one throughout the season, and it should be a lot of fun. So thanks for hanging out. If you did, smash a like, drop a subscribe. We're 4 away from our goal, 25 subs. Should be really cool. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. Have a wonderful day. And this format is awesome. Underdog, just props to them. Keep up the awesome work and making an awesome platform for people to play on and enjoy fantasy football more. So appreciate that big time. And I'll catch you guys next time. I'll see you guys later on. And I should be back on Friday for another stream. Thursday, maybe an upload. We'll see. But definitely some streams coming up the works here. And it should be a lot of content as we close on the season. We're about 14 days away, 14 days away from the season. So it should be a ton of fun. So have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.